Hello and welcome to the Beer Search Party. This is Sean Inman with you. Now, earlier this month, I reviewed a Cigar City IPA by the name of Highlight, and now, for the sort of second half, we have their IPA from their Humidor series. Now, this hoppy East Coast version of the IPA was aged on cedar spirals. And this is one of the first instances, which is kind of cool, which I like, is a reference to who gave them the cedar spirals in the first place, Barrel Mill. And then even gives you the website for barrelmill.com. So you know exactly where the cedar came from for this aging experiment for an IPA. So let's take a smell and taste and see what my thoughts are on the Humidor series IPA from Cigar City Brewing in Tampa, Florida. Okay, this one is very woodsy. This is the type of wood that you would get. My first thought was, it's like if somebody said, "Oh, here this soap that was made with wood," or you walk into some place that has been freshly constructed. This has got a woodsy, sawdusty sort of smell to it. I mean, it's very prominent. And considering that this has been in my fridge for a little bit, and probably was in a storehouse before that, before it even got to me, that is very impressive that it's so bright. You rarely get beers that have that sort of really bright aroma to them. Sometimes you get some that are big, they're bold, but they're sort of hitting you over the head. And sometimes you get some that are fairly muted in comparison to the flavor. But this one, that is just a bright wood taste. I mean, that is some serious cedar going on there. Yeah, and that comes through in the taste too. It's sort of, that aroma is so big and striking that is what you first taste, even though that may not be exactly what's hitting your tongue. It's one of those beers where the aroma is definitely guiding you in. You have a woodsy spiciness, very much like a cedar plank, like you had like a salmon or something on cedar plank. You'd get that sort of adjustment to it. But then it fades into a certain maltiness, a little sugary, tangerine-y, sort of pineapple sort of thing going on, a little tropical fruitish. The bitterness isn't big on this one. Again, much like the Highlight, the East Coast beers just don't have the same hop profile as stuff that you get from, say, San Diego. You can get a session IPA such as, say, Ponto from Pizza Port, and that's their under 5% session IPA, and that is just big hops. Now this is a barrel-aged IPA, and it doesn't have nearly the hop character that beer does. That's not an indictment. That's not saying one is better than the other. It's just saying that they're both extremely different styles, and you have to remember that when you review them, and also drink them just casually for fun. Man, that barrel taste is just tremendous. I love that. That is such a unique sort of spice wood. I mean, it's almost like you're gnawing on a cedar toothpick almost. And then it's got a little bit of sweetness to sort of counteract that spicy. And just a touch of hops there in the back. The only thing that I would add would be to sort of amp up that hop character just for the people on the West Coast who have their palates sort of out of whack compared to other parts of the country. But this is a really enjoyable, really fun beer, and just this is one of those beers where you just want to smell it all day and not even sip on it almost, because you're worried that aroma is going to go away. So if you can, I would definitely say pick this one up. This is, of the beers I've had recently, this one has really popped. So that being said, thank you very much for watching, and if you want further reviews and insight on LA beer events and such, go to my website at beersearchparty.com, and thanks for watching. Cheers.